The GoPro Karma Grip is a great addition for on-the-go sports photography. Affiliate link below. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is 3 Buck Theater, and can you believe it's been 10 years since the Simpsons movie came out? It's been 10 damn years since that movie hit the silver screen. I remember being at Comic-Con 2007 at the panel for the Simpsons movie the day the movie came out, and then having to patiently wait for Comic-Con to end so I could then finally go watch the movie with my younger brother, and we both loved it. I got the thing on DVD, I got the thing on Blu-ray, I watch it every so often. I'm a huge Simpsons fan, have been since I was like 5 years old, and the show was running as a little short on the Tracy Ullman show on Lifetime. That is how long I've been watching The Simpsons, and ever since then, I've been waiting for them to do another follow-up film. They're currently getting close to their 30th season. You figure it's been 10 years and the show is still on the air. They might have actually done something. But no, it says here that it's still in the very earliest stages and may never happen. Motherfuckers. And it may never happen for actually a kind of uncommon reason. And we'll get into that here. So it says that Fox has yet to give the go-ahead for The Simpsons Movie 2, although there has been certainly discussions about it. I'd love for there to be another one, says director David Silverman. He says, we're still a ways away from it. We talk about this and that. We're thinking it over, but nothing's happening just yet. It's still daunting because it really knocked the stuffing out of us to do the movie and the show at the same time. And that is probably the big crux of it right there. They decided to do the movie while they were, in their 13th, 14th, 15th season or whatever when they released it. And so writing the movie, animating the movie, having all the voice actors come in and do it, making it for the big screen, it took a lot of resources to do both. Even though Fox probably gave them the money to do it, it's still going to be taxing for the creative team who, are going to have to divide up the assets in order to work on this. And that's probably the big reason right there is they just realized it's not worth it to do. They could have outsourced it maybe to another company and had that other company come in and do the animation, but you can basically see that the guys are dedicated enough to not want anyone else to touch it. But he did say that some unspecified ideas have been discussed for the sequel. The discussions have only been in the vaguest of strokes, just in the possibility of it. And this is coming from Al Jean. He says it's in the very earliest stages. According to EW, a season 26 episode of The Simpsons featuring the family being captured by Kang and Kodos was initially planned for season 24, but was pushed back because it was one of the ideas for the movie sequel. That's actually an interesting concept. The Halloween episodes are always the favorites. Let's just be realistic here. Those are always the favorites. Those are what people tune in for. That's one of the reasons why they won't even sometimes start the season until the Halloween episode being the season opener or being kind of like the prelude to the season. There's very much a lot of love there, and Kang and Krotos popping up in those episodes are always a lot of fun, and making that a big part of the sequel or a movie based around that would be something that a lot of fans would really, really get a kick out of, because those characters have never gotten that full treatment before. But at the same time, it takes me back to the idea with the first movie. The first movie went through 126 editions of the script before they basically wrote Stephen King's Under the Dome. That was a big part, is they went through so many versions of the script in order to get it right. And that could be also what's holding them up here too, is the story idea might be there, but the script maybe isn't, which is weird because they do 20 to 24 episodes a season. And so all they have to do is just string together one outline and then just extrapolate it out, to a feature length. They could just do what South Park did, which is take Imagination Land and 3-episode arc that shit, or think of it in that term, in those terms, where it's okay, we're doing a 90-minute animated film, okay, let's say that's 4.5 episodes. How would we structure out these things? I mean, Futurama did it in 4 movies. All right, when Comedy Central brought them back a couple years ago, 4 movies, they did it, and there were 4 episodes each, and they aired those episodes on Comedy Central when they came back. But those were movies that were then broken up episodically. So why not go to the guys from Futurama, who currently, as a whole, aren't working right now, and be like, "Hey, dog, how'd you do that? And also, could we borrow you for the Simpsons movie too?" And go down that route. Now it goes on to say here, whatever the case, Gene said you can be sure Fox will only make Simpsons Movie 2 if it's good enough. Going on to say, I'm certainly cautious about a couple things. I wouldn't want to be risky in terms of budget, and I would not want it to be anything that we did purely for the money. I would want it to be a really great movie. I personally feel no need for another one unless it's great. And that is, I mean, granted, the artist, the auteur, and Al Jean coming out and saying like, no, I know we don't want it until it's going to be good. But they're also worried about the division of resources. And that, you know, they figure maybe it's been 10 years, they didn't like it the first time, so let's not do it, you know. And you've heard other animators like Trey Parker and Matt Stone have talked about this as well. They really don't like working with actors, so they did Team America. And then they realized, oh wow, puppets weren't any fucking easier, you know. And so they just kind of stuck to doing like the little longer episodes of South Park, or those arcs that kind of became the different little movies over the years, like Imagination Land. They've gone that route and everything else. Now, Gene had previously told Variety that a sequel to the Simpsons movie probably won't happen until the Simpsons TV show goes off the air, saying here, the movie was such a time-intensive operation, it pulled a lot away from the show. I would rather end the show whenever that happens before doing another movie. It's unlikely there will be another Simpsons feature while the show is still being produced. And a lot of that probably has to do with the crew saying, that's a lot of work. We don't want to do that. Whereas a cast would be like, I have to come in and sit down for 4 hours to record my dialogue and get paid all this money. Fuck yeah. I mean, what, Nancy Cartwright makes like $1 million an episode. They all make like $1 million an episode or something like that. They make insane amounts of money for just like 4 hours of work a week, pretty much is what is the last estimate I heard for time. So like Dan Castellaneta will come in for 4 hours a week, sit down and be like, I'm Homer Simpson. That's a horrible Homer, you know, and then get paid like $1 million or whatever. So they know that the franchise has a lot of power, a lot of popularity still. And I think there was a conversation I had with my best friend a long time ago, right around probably the same time this movie came out, where we were talking about Fox being too afraid to cancel The Simpsons. There are times when you figure the show might get to an end. I've heard season 30 might be the end, but we'll get closer to that time and they'll probably be like, no, we got 5 more years. But they've been on for so long that even the cast eventually is going to pass away. And in some respects, a few of them already have. And so that's something to consider as well. And so ending the show and then going on and doing the movies will probably be what keeps The Simpsons alive. Because after 30 years almost of being on the air, you can bet your ass that there are going to be more features or spin-offs once the show is completed. They will probably, right around the time they're looking to end the show, or maybe start branching off into the movies, they'll start introducing new characters or testing out new voice actors in order to take over the characters and bring them into the future. You know, I mean, look what happened with Kermit the Frog. When Jim Henson died, it went to Steve Whitmire, who held the role for 27 years. And so I'm sure it will happen here as well. But what do you guys think about this? Do you think The Simpsons 2, the movie 2, will ever happen? Do you think that we'll ever get to see it? Do you think it's even necessary? Did you like the first movie? Do you even like the show anymore? These are things I'm curious about. Go ahead and let me know down in the comments. My name is, of course, Matt Jarbo. This has been $3 Theater. I will talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day. Peace out.